So, hi, Professor Bachi. I'm Harry, and we decided to do logging in the Amazon because we felt that trees are really important in maintaining the environment because they perform many of the actions that help to reduce climate change and global warming. And here's just some basic facts that we brainstormed, we researched about. So, general fact about trees is that they used to cover about 14% of Earth's surface, but now they are only about 6%. And scientists estimate that this number will become zero in the next 40 years. And so, if you open the graph in there, it details like the forest loss in the Amazon rainforest, and you can see that each year around 1 million trees are cut down each year. And then that number has been growing in the recent years. You can see it jump to around 4 million, 3 million, 4 million in 2016. And so another fact is that when a commercial tree is removed, other trees around it are also impacted. And this is because when trees are removed, you also impact the surrounding soil systems, and that cuts out nutrients from other trees and their ability to grow. And then a study by Brazilian Commission showed that around 80% of all logging in the Amazon was illegal. And like knowing that, there's probably many ways to like help fight that problem.
All right, so I'm Sahil, and so um, I identified about four main causes of why logging in Amazon is prominent. And the biggest thing is that there's a huge demand for wood on a global scale. Wood is used in nearly everything from houses to furniture, for energy, for paper. And as population increases, that demand's only going to increase. As we've seen, more wood has been cut down in the Amazon in the past couple of years. Um, and it's also prominent in the Amazon because the Amazon has so much timber available. The Amazon is like the largest supply of wood in one area, and though not all the wood in the Amazon is used for commercial purposes, there's still a huge supply that's part of that demand. Um, and then the other two reasons are also somewhat connected. There's a lot of illegal logging that occurs in Brazil and in the Amazon, um, and in these groups seek to make profit by cutting down wood illegally um, and selling that wood in the global market, and they become efficient at doing that, and it's profitable. So that kind of pushes for more wood to be cut down. And then the last thing is that there's a relative lack of governmental action by specifically the Brazilian government. They've taken steps to reduce how much wood is cut down. They've banned some types of wood from being sold, such as like mahogany wood, but they're still haven't done really enough to stop the legal logging that's occurred and a lot of the resistance that these illegal logging groups meet is by like community organized groups. So the government hasn't really done enough to stop what has happened. Um, and then moving up to effects, um, the biggest thing is that there's the ecological damage that occurs to the rainforest. Um, as we talked about, not all the wood that's cut down in the rainforest, or not all the wood in the rainforest is cut down, but when the trees are cut down, they impact the trees around them. So that kind of has you know an extra effect on the rainforest. And as you may know, the like 20% of carbon dioxide comes from trees that release it in the rainforest. So when you cut down these trees, you have a big effect on the environment. And there's a lot of violence that's associated with illegal logging. When you have these illegal groups, it promotes a system where uh, that violence is kind of encouraged to fight for wood and to fight for territory. And then there are also, indigenous groups that live in these areas where logging is cut down. And part of these indigenous communities is that they try and protect themselves from these illegal logging groups. But there's often a lot of violence that's committed against them, and oftentimes they're forced to relocate, and part of their culture and their way of life is lost. So these indigenous groups face a lot of harm from that's associated with the illegal logging that occurs in the Amazon. So back to you.
Hi, okay, so I was muted. So here are some solutions to the problems. One is reduced impact logging, which is basically using advanced techniques in engineering to like select trees to cut down. And those select trees, like if you cut them down, they won't have as much impact on the surrounding environment as just like cutting down like random trees. And if you open the picture up, it's like you can see the impact, like you can see the difference between reduced impact logging and conventional logging. And the only problem with reduced impact logging is that it's more expensive. It's way more expensive than conventional logging. So yeah, there's gonna be like like people are gonna have to like fight to like, use reduced impact logging. And one other solution is to support indigenous groups like the Munduruku, who are fighting to protect the Amazon because that's where they live and they want to preserve the rainforests there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And for questions that we had for you, we were just wondering in our essay, the second part of it, it's like where we have to introduce a community solution. We were just like hoping that you would elaborate more on that because we don't really understand what that means. Like is it just like like ways that the local community can what they can do to help fight this like problem or something? Yeah.